Jeff, do you know what's coming up this holiday season?
I know there's been 4 of them. That's all I know.
What is that?
Well, we're going to talk to our guests about. I mean, I know that. I know
it's the 11th. No, the 4th annual.
It's the 4th.
The 4th annual.
That's why I said there's 4 of them.
Homeless Giving Adventure.
No, Holiday Giving Adventure.
Holiday Homeless. Homeless is in there somewhere, isn't it, Eric?
We're helping a lot of homeless for sure.
Eric is here,
that's the main
Anouk is here, and you guys is she your partner now? Are you guys partners in this? Are you
Partners
guys
in crime.
Are you the president, vice president, the CEO, CFO?
Anouk is the chief organizer. She does all the responsible
CFO.
organizing. I'm good at collecting people.
Okay. So, and what you guys
organizing and collecting people
have been doing is you've been getting a bunch of people together, going out, getting items, and giving them to the homeless on the streets of San Luis Obispo. All right, let me ask the question that I want to ask you first, and it's not pleasant. All right, aren't you afraid that by giving, they say you never feed a stray dog because he'll never leave. What?
It's not nice to say.
Well, I'm just curious. Aren't you afraid? Aren't you afraid that if you keep giving them stuff, they'll never leave?
I'm not afraid of that.
Has that happened once in the 4 years of the Holiday Giving Adventure?
You know what? I gave Jeremy a hamburger a long time ago, and he stayed my friend since then.
I don't ever remember you giving me a hamburger.
Well, I could have.
I'm going to call shenanigans on that. No, what you guys do is really cool. Where did the idea come from?
I think just being around here and seeing people oftentimes just in need of help and basic stuff and cold in the wintertime and wet and super uncomfortable and hungry. One thing that so many people don't see in our kind of homeless demographic in San Luis Obispo is that the people who are not downtown like hounding you, but there's a lot of people who are just in need. They're needy families.
A lot of families with children.
Yeah.
You run into actual families when you do this?
Absolutely. And we are going to some new places this time, too. We're doing the women's shelter, and we're doing some help through SLO, where it's families only. And so they're little kids, and they're at school during the day, but they have nowhere to be at night.
I had no idea that the problem went that deep. I mean, I know that we have shelters here. I know that we have a big homeless problem. And the only homeless people you hear about usually in the news are the ones that are usually either need medication or they're on some other sort of medication they shouldn't be on.
Or if they're in trouble by the law.
And they're getting in trouble. Yeah. And they're getting in trouble.
Absolutely. We see them downtown. I work downtown. I walk up and down the street. I see them. Those aren't generally the people that we are dealing with. Although if they needed something, we'd provide it too.
So the idea was to get a bunch of people together and then and to give things to the homeless to help them through the holidays. Well, what kind of things are we talking about? What are you looking for?
Some of the biggest needs for these people are sleeping bags, jackets, backpacks, socks. A lot of them don't have clean socks. It's crazy. Or shoes that fit. We gave one guy his shoes were he had foot issues and his shoes were squishing him. His feet, and we sent someone out to go buy shoes to fit him, and he hadn't for months had shoes that fit him, and he was like overwhelmingly immediately in a ton less pain. And so a lot of times it's like little things like that, buying someone bike tires and because they don't have their bike to get around with. Or
so you're not just bringing some. Sometimes you go there, you find out what they need, and then you go get it and give it back to them.
So, sometimes, yeah. So if someone has a specific need and we can fill it quickly, and we'll send someone out to go like run out and
how are you able to do that? Like, it's obviously when you do a drive, and I'm guessing that you've collected a majority of the stuff that you'll be giving away as of right now. How do you assess those needs and get out and get those products that the people are, it's going to change their lives?
That's for specific issues. Usually what happens is we have the truck all full and we'll go to, let's say, the Prado Day Center or the park or whatever. And people will walk up and will say, what are you in need of? And they'll say, I'm so cold at night. Do you have any sort of blankets? Or, things that we don't think of, just basic hygiene. Like, is there any way you have a toothbrush? Anything. And so we've already sorted it all out. And so we hand them those items, and then we'll get someone that'll say, I really need a cane. Do you have a cane? I'm having a lot of trouble walking. And if we don't have it, one of the nice things is people donate gift cards. So they will donate a gift card to, say, CVS or Target or something, and we'll have one of the people that's volunteering run over, grab a cane for him, and bring it on back.
That is so cool. I could only imagine what the gentleman that needed the shoes, how that changed his life, not even his day, his life, moving forward.
Absolutely.
And how that makes you feel at the end of the day. So if people want to donate to you, how do they get in contact with you? I mean, because this is coming up, what?
December 3rd.
Okay, so very soon.
Right, very soon for sure. So we have a public event on a Facebook page. It's called a 4th Annual Holiday Giving Adventure. Anyone can get involved and see kind of what some of the needs are there. We're also going to be helping out with a group called Women Aid, which kind of posts weekly needs for women in the community, and collecting stuff for kind of a bunch of different individual needs, as well as just kind of common needs that so many people need. Something else is just dry breakfast food items, any like hygiene products, feminine products, whatever you might think of that people might need. But oftentimes, people are going out without warmth, and so jackets and sleeping bags for people are huge.
Yeah.
So the 4th Annual Holiday Giving Adventure, and I just, of course, we're friends on Facebook, so I just looked up your page and saw that you're attached to it. But we'll share it on our page, on Jeff and Jeremy, and on the KZOZ page as well. Are you also looking for people to help you go out and kind of do this with you?
Absolutely, yeah. We could use people starting from noon to 1 in front of Alta Beauty. The parking lot there is where we set it all up and divide it all out.
Okay.
And so you come out and you take your donations, and there's a pile for shoes, there's a pile for blankets. So we need help dividing all that out and then loading it onto the bus. And then anyone is more than welcome to join if you you just want to donate, but you don't want to really participate in handing it out, or if you don't have anything to donate, but you'd love to be part of it. Any different part that you come along, starting at 12, we'll leave the parking lot around 1 o'clock or so, head to the day center, head to different parks. Then we're going to do donations to the women's shelter.
Now, Anouk, you said you're going to go to some new areas this year. What are some of the other areas that
Well, the women's shelter is something we've never done before.
Okay.
For privacy issues, we can't actually go there, obviously. So we'll be donating it to their main headquarters. But they have given us the list of the 6 families that are there currently and what each one of those children is in need of. We're going to be working with SLO, which is the families that stay at different churches each night, and those are the ones, like we were talking, Eric was asking about non-perishable breakfast foods and stuff. That's for the kids to take to school in the morning.
I had no idea that you guys were so organized, Eric Jones.
Well, it's not my organization. Anouk is a great organizer.
Yeah, you are a great organizer. I mean, you're a passionate guy, and you have a lot of passion, and I know that this was probably your thing that kind of spun out from this, correct?
This was Eric's heart.
And so you just need somebody to help you organize some things,
exactly.
much like my wife does for me.
And one of the things with getting involved is, and one of my favorite reasons for getting other people involved in this, is that giving stuff to someone who's homeless or needy or living out of the car or kind of sleeping on couches and such, is that they're super stoked to be there. And oftentimes it's like, shoot, they lost their job a while ago, they couldn't pay rent for a bit, they got kicked out of a house, or they're just having tough times. It's not, like I said, it's not necessarily just these people begging for money on the street who you're bumming about. They're oftentimes embarrassed that they're homeless. There's a lot of people who are they're super stoked to be helped, and we could end up in those situations too.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, everybody has. I mean, if you just think of a few things that could change in your life in the slightest bit of way, you could find yourself in a predicament like that. So, I mean, the golden rule is help out your neighbors and help out your fellow man, and that's what you're accomplishing by getting involved.
For sure.
All right, so you still have some time. I mean, it's a week from this Sunday is when you want to do it. So, go home, check out your closet. See if you got shoes that you're not using anymore that you could spare, or jackets or sweatshirts, or, especially because this is the time of year that it starts to get cold. I mean, it's going to be, 90 today, but it'll probably be down in the 40s tonight. It's that odd time of year around here. So, great work. I had no idea that 4 years, that's fantastic. And it's been getting bigger every year, right? You've been getting more people involved.
75 people or so involved last year, so quite a
you could be a runner, you could follow the bus and you guys, and then if somebody needs you to run to Walmart, you could do that and bring them back, whatever.
Absolutely. There's always people with some specific needs, and there's, like we mentioned, a bunch of these general needs, and if you look on the Facebook page for it, there's a lot of information about those needs in case you want to look back and give something or get involved somehow.
Specific needs today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. All right, well, that's awesome. Anything else that we need to know?
This is what the time of year is all about. Giving back.
Giving back for sure. Very
Absolutely.
cool. All right, so the 4th annual holiday giving, it's on December the 3rd if you want to join them. If you can bring by items, but you can't make it that day, I'm sure you can collect them throughout the week and so on.
Right.
Okay.
They can be dropped off to either me or Anouk, and or I can meet up with you guys somewhere. Just let us know. Easily just post something on Facebook, and I drive around all the time anyway, so it's easy to connect with people.